I'm seeing many skilled migrants do everything right. They have the degree, they have all the experience, qualifications, and CV get selected. And then rule around them get changed. A salary threshold moves, a language requirement changes, a hiring process becomes slower, and suddenly they're asking, did I miss something? If you're building a career in UK, this video is really important because the job market is not standing still. At the time I'm recording this, there are several changes impacting on how to hire migrants or how migrants get hired, stay sponsored, and grow professionally. Today I'll walk you through the 5 changes that matters the most and most importantly, what it matters to you in practical terms. One thing I've learned in working in HR is that career success is not only dependent on hard work alone, it's more about understanding the system around you. Many professionals focus on performing well in their current role. This includes meeting deadlines, doing work right, and keeping their head down. But while you are focused on current job, wider job market can be changed. Immigration rules can get changed, hiring decisions can change, employer expectation can change. And above all, technology can change the entire recruitment process. So, in this video, I'm not summarizing just headlines. I'm going to explain you what these changes mean in the real world, especially for skilled migrants who are trying to build their career in the UK. The first change is the salary threshold. Salary threshold in skilled worker visa. At the time I'm recording this, the salary threshold for skilled worker visa is higher than previously and it's significantly higher than previously. The exact requirement can depend on the role, occupation code, whether they are qualified or a new start, and many other factors. So, the key point is not just the number. The key point is salary has become one of the important factor when you are planning your career. For some applicants, lower threshold may apply. For an example, new entrants or shortage occupations. But you should always check the current Home Office guidelines. What does this mean in practice? It means recruiters or sponsors may review these sponsorship details and everything carefully. Sponsorship involves salary requirements, compliance responsibilities, and additional costs. This includes annual fee for each year they are sponsoring and administration fee as well. A common misunderstanding is that employers simply don't want to sponsor for migrants. In reality, sponsorship decisions often involve hiring managers, HR, finance, and migration compliance. That's one reason the process can get slower or more selective. Next point we are going to talk here today is English language requirement. According to the current guidelines, English language requirement for certain job codes or the certain occupations has gone up from B1 to B2. This is particularly important to people who are applying for the first time or who are shifting, like switching from graduate visa to work visa, depending on their circumstances. B2 means upper intermediate level English. It's a higher standard than simply being managing day-to-day English conversations. It includes discussing more complicated topics, explaining your idea clearly, and understanding detailed instructions. The practical impact is not only about the visa eligibility. Strong communication is always matter in the UK workplaces. It affects interviews, it affects meetings, stakeholder communication, in-person communication, and career progression. So, if English is not your first language, do not treat this as a last minute requirement. Treat it as a part of your professional development. I know people who are being in the UK over 5 years, 10 years, but still couldn't communicate up to B2 level or barely holding a conversation. This is due to they are really comfortable with the people who speaks the same language and they highly build their profession and life around them. I've interviewed candidates with highly technical skills but who struggle to explain their achievements clearly. Sometimes the issue was not the credibility, it was communication. Employers need to understand the value you bring. The third change is around employment rights. There has been significant updates into employment legislation with some changes already in effect and others being introduced in stages. These include such as sick pay, flexible working, protections against certain employment practices, and redundancy protection. The important point is this: many employment rights apply regardless of nationality, age, gender, race, ethnicity, religion, although eligibility can be dependent on specific right and your employment status. If you are a sponsored worker, it is easy to feel vulnerable. But having a visa does not mean you don't have any workplace rights. What I would say is know your rights, but at the same time, check the current implementation dates and eligibility rules before you are relying on them. Many migrants think they have very fewer rights because they are on a sponsored visa and their visa is directly linked with their job. That's not always true. In practice, understanding your rights can help to have more informed conversation with your manager. The fourth change is one many candidates feel, even if they don't see it directly. Hiring has become more cautious. Changes to employer national insurance contribution and other employment costs have changed. It's actually increased. So the cost of hiring gone up. That does not mean companies have stopped hiring, but it can mean longer approval process, more careful budgeting, maybe lower salary thresholds, especially for sponsored staff members or else certain job levels that they are mainly focusing on sponsorships, longer gaps between interviews and decisions. So, if you are waiting for weeks for responses, it does not automatically mean you have rejected. One pattern I've often noticed is that recruitment requests often need more internal approvals now, and it's more than candidates realize. A role may be approved by a manager, then reviewed by the finance, HR, or maybe senior leadership team as well before an offer made. This is a longer process. Sometimes, even though it was budgeted at the beginning, if it is involved with the sponsorship, this may take longer. The fifth change is AI recruitment, which is one of the famous and common discussion in these days. Many employers now use AI automation at one point in their hiring process or maybe multiple occasions. This can include application screening, scheduling, assessments, or supporting recruitment with candidate reviews. But this does not mean AI is making hiring decisions, and it does not mean a human will not see your CV at all. What it does mean is your application has to be easy to read version, not very complicated corporate jargon filled with corporate jargons and very designed oriented CV. So use clear headlines, use simple structures, less table formatting, avoid overly complicated formatting, and include relevant skills and tools naturally. Unfortunately, different recruitment systems have different capabilities. So, the usually clean professional CV is the best approach you can have, and it's the safest approach as well. The biggest mistake I've seen is candidates are trying to use AI and optimize for AI only. Remember, technology, AI, this might help to shortlist your CV, but hiring managers still need to understand the value. Let me quickly summarize 5 changes. Salary threshold matter more. English communication matter more. Employment rights are evolving. You need to be keep up with those rights and updates. Hiring timelines may be slower. Don't be disheartened. Wait until you get the results. AI is changing parts of recruitment process. Which one surprised you the most? Comment 1 for salary, 2 for English, 3 for rights, 4 for hiring, and 5 for AI. I read all comments and they help me to decide what cover next. Here's a practical action plan I would follow this week. Check your visa route. If you need sponsorship, check the current Home Office updates. Check the Home Office guidance for occupation codes, occupation list, and minimum salary requirement. Step 2 is check your English requirement. If you may need a language test, check whether your qualifications or current evidence is accepted. Step 3 is update your CV, make it clear, structured, and focus on achievements. Step 4, learn one relevant AI tool. Choose something useful in your profession, not to become an AI expert overnight, but to show adaptability. Step 5, be patient but keep momentum. If hiring is slow, do not stop applying for after one delay. Keep improving your application and keep following up professionally. These changes are real and they affect many skilled migrants who are trying to build their career in the UK. But I don't want you to leave this video feeling disheartened or discouraged. I want you to leave feeling informed because, in my experience, people who adapt faster are not the people who always work hardest. They are often the people who understand the system and how it works and adjust their strategy and tactics accordingly. If this video helps you, subscribe to us for practical UK career advice and insider tips and strategies for professionals. And if you know someone who's applying for jobs or skilled worker visa, share it with them. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in our next video.